All right, listen. What set your guys off the fight? That's what everybody else was really controversial. What set you guys off the fight? And why you guys are willing to fight anybody?
Oh,
Fight?
Is it love that makes you feel this?
What, fight each other or
No, it's
what?
anybody.
Me, I don't know. I'm not too.
No.
I'm more like I don't know. I don't fight unless I have to, for real.
He played nice and then he twit.
Really?
Damn.
It flips out. That's my wife says I do.
Yeah, like I don't.
When moody,
He be cool,
moody,
cool,
huh?
and
My
then
last resort is like
He's
fighting.
moody, huh?
hey. Yeah, give a round of applause for Mike Tyson. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Mike Tyson is like they father, and he talking to little kids. Even though they grown, Blueface and Christian Rock, whatever you said in that. If y'all know who Blueface Christian Rock is, they known for some toxic bullshit. They be beating each other ass and doing all types of fuck shit on other people's podcasts and just being just negative to keep themselves relevant. But this nigga Mike is like a grown ass father to their ass, cause he out there throwing bait. What make y'all want to fight? What make y'all want to fight each other? And see, when he said this, it's like when your mama say some slick shit. When your mama be like, "Is you dumb? Is you stupid?" And you be like, "No, I ain't dumb." And then your mama say, "Well, why you doing this?" It's a setup because he already know why they doing that bullshit. That's like when that nigga Mike said, "My wife used to say the same thing because he didn't been in their shoes. He didn't been in that situation." Blueface talking about he don't really like to fight. He a chill dude. Cap. He's capping, bro. You're cap.
Moody.
Moody.
No. It's just
No,
my
when he
last.
get there,
my
he
last
there.
resort
Like
is
we
fighting.
like, why you
Yeah.
all over here?
More like a
He
hawk type
nah,
mentality,
like
you
in
know?
Baltimore, like why is we?
You obviously don't want to turn into the hawk for like. So it's like you just be like,
He turned into the hawk and started
run,
bragging
run. And then I just start fighting.
Tyson
Her,
knows.
now the
Tyson
other
knows
hand
if
is, I
they
don't
lying.
know. What makes you start fighting?
You like when she beats on
They
you.
just like I feel
When
like
she
when
beats
people
on me?
feel
When she
too
hits you, you like it.
like
Nah,
opinionated.
it's kind of weird,
What are you
honestly.
talking to me about me?
Tell me about that. How's it
It's
weird?
like a weird situation to be in, because it's like,
What?
you know, it's like
Fighting.
you want to fight, but it's like,
See?
Me and my wife stopped fighting.
Never
We
worth
used to
it.
fight.
If it was a sport,
Huh?
it'd be cool.
Me and my wife used to fight. We stopped fighting. We just got rid. Once we stopped drinking, we stopped fighting.
Nah, it just don't be worth it, you know?
Y'all, look, the reason I picked this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You got to be careful picking who your spouse gonna be, picking the girl that you gonna fuck with. The reason I say that is women who been through past trauma, or even niggas who went through past trauma, it gets to a certain point to where, let's say you're a good man, you're a good guy, and then you come across a woman who's been through past trauma, that's had a lot of shit in her past. It's gonna be hard for her to get adjusted to you because she's used to getting mistreated. Therefore, you treating her in a good way is gonna make her seem like you're boring or this shit ain't what it's supposed to be, because all she ever known was getting beat on, getting talked shit to, being called a bitch, giving a runaround, and that's what she used to. That's exciting to her. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the fact that you boring, it's just the fact that she not used to a good man. She's not used to a good nigga. And also, I'm gonna flip the script. It's a bunch of dudes out there that be doing the same fuck shit to the females. You know what I'm saying? It's a never ending cycle. And what I find in the black community, this is something that we really got to work on, and that needs to be talked about more, is going to therapy and getting help. You don't ever really hear about that shit in the black community, or even finding someone to talk to, because what happens is, let's say you grew up watching your dad beat the shit out your mom. They on some toxic shit, they on some fuck shit. Daddy always beating ass, he drinking, she talking shit. There's no respect in the household, no authority. So guess what? When you a young nigga, when you a youngster, you got two options. When that happens, you got two options, and I'm gonna make these two options very clear. Number one, either A, you're gonna say to yourself, I'm never gonna be like my dad, I'll never put my hands on a woman, and I damn sure ain't gonna follow my pop's footsteps. And you're gonna make that promise to yourself as a young nigga. And you could be 13, you could be 14, you could be 15, you could be 10 years old. Cause when you a child, you know what's right and wrong. You know that your daddy don't supposed to be putting your hands on your mama. You feel me? You know that. So that's the first option. The second option, I'm gonna tell you the second option. The second option is you're going to start developing those negative habits, those negative connotations, and you're going to follow your father's footsteps. That's how that shit works. That's exactly how that shit works. And that's the same thing that pisses me off when people say we all have the same opportunities. Yeah, we may have the same opportunities, but growing up in different environments, growing up in certain environments is going to determine how you think logically, emotionally, and just through your day-to-day actions. Someone growing up living and someone growing up in an environment where they have to survive, they're going to think differently, they're going to act differently, and they're going to do certain things that determine how they progress through life. If you grew up in a good community, good household, mama, daddy, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about putting food on the table. You ain't worried about getting stabbed. You ain't worried about getting shot at. You ain't got to worry about if your daddy gonna knock your fucking mama out, beat her ass. You don't know. If you ain't got to worry about none of that shit, it's different. Niggas who going through that bullshit, going through that shit, bro, they not thinking about LLCs. They're not thinking about taxes. They're not thinking about ROIs. They're not thinking about their fucking careers. They're not thinking about none of that. They're not thinking about education, creating passive income, creating generational wealth for they family. They thinking about how can I survive until the next day? How can I survive to the next day? How can I put food on the table by any means necessary? It's two different scenarios. It's two different types of people. It's different. 100% different. When you worried about, am I going to come home the next day? It's different. You ain't worried about no motherfucking passive income and taxes and LLCs unless someone outside of the bullshit opens your eyes and then guides you in the right direction, removes you from the situation. Hey, young buck, you don't supposed to do that. Come over here. Let me teach you something. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? And when I see Blueface and this girl, it's like they on some fuck shit, and he toxic, she toxic, and they just not learning. They not elevating. You feel me? Yeah, they might have a little clout, but this shit only lasts so long. And one of the real reasons I picked this video, you see on this interview, they acting normal. They in that hole talking just regular, making eye contact. Yes, sir. No, sir. Because when you in the presence of a real man, when you're in the presence of a real nigga, you know what you can and cannot do. A lot of y'all need to understand that you need to develop a backbone and have some self-respect for yourself in order for other people to respect you. You don't have to have $2 million in the bank for a motherfucker to respect you. Because Blueface and Chrisean, they be doing a lot of fuck shit on these podcasts, and they be downplaying niggas and doing fuck shit. But you see, in the presence of a real man, a real nigga, they not on that shit. They not on that bullshit. Because they know the nigga Mike Tyson, we all know what Mike Tyson about. You feel me? He ain't with all that chitter-chatting and fighting and shit, you know. If you want it, you can get it. But they know who to play with, who not to play with. You need to develop these things. You need to develop these characters. You need to go through those hard times in order to make yourself the man that you're supposed to become. That's how it's supposed to be. You see, all these things that I'm saying, these are the little things that I picked up on going through my life. And I've made some fuck ups, and I made some pretty good moves. But these are things that you have to go through in order to be stable mentally. That way you don't do all the other fuck shit, because they just need some guidance. That's all it is. You see, they acting real regular around Mike Tyson. They ain't on no fuck shit. They ain't on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because on some of these other interviews, they be acting out. They be doing that bullshit. Chrisean be cutting niggas off. You know what I'm saying? Breaking niggas' homes and shit. It's a lot of fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you gotta develop a backbone. You gotta get right. You gotta have the right people around you. You gotta choose the right spouse, whether if it's choosing the wife or choosing the husband. You need to understand this. Stop moving blindly. Set standards for yourself. Get right. You're better than this. You better than that female that's bring you down. And women, you better than that nigga that ain't doing shit. Your nigga on the couch, he smoking weed, he ain't got no job, he ain't got no education, he ain't got no hustle, he not doing nothing. And you taking care of a grown ass man. Yeah, you taking care of a grown ass man. And fellas, be real, if you had a daughter, you don't want no nigga you don't want your daughter to date no bum ass nigga that ain't got shit going. Now I'm not saying just because you ain't got your shit together doesn't mean you a fuck up, but you gotta have something that you motivated enough to get up every day and work your ass off to and hustle to in order to make your life easier. It's that simple. It's simple. The niggas who wake up and remove the bullshit, do the small things for a long period of time and don't give up and don't fall into the fucking crowd, them the niggas that's successful, that do it through a long time. But the motherfuckers who let people steer them off over here, nigga, you going out, you doing this, you ain't handling your business, them niggas the same motherfuckers that's gonna complain in the next 5 to 10 years saying that the world hates them because they didn't have the discipline to stay dedicated to whatever the fuck their goals was supposed to be. I'm just saying. Shoot me now if I'm lying. Strike me down by lightning. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, it's your boy, The Real Rex. I'm going. I'm out, man. We on the road to 1K. Y'all stay up.